This is your final exam. This message is conveyed by Archangel Michael. God has already paid you a fortune. Even 10 seconds of uncertainty will cause heaven to think you unprepared and cancel the check. Please be cautious, my beloved and offspring. Before moving on to the next line, pause and take a deep breath. You are currently under the watchful eye of heaven. Your subsequent decision will be recorded in your destiny notebook. My love, keep an open mind. This message is being sent urgently because your life is about to change in ways you never imagined possible. This is neither a tale nor a lesson. My dear, this is the final test that God has delivered. Please avoid skipping these sentences. They were created specifically for you and sealed with the light of heaven. A door that has been closed for an extended period of time is trembling and about to open in a wide opening. This is why this was delivered to you, my beloved. I will be straightforward with you. There was no justification for sharing this knowledge with you before today. There is already a fortune awaiting you. That is accurate. It is not tardy or in transit. It's already present. Heaven must assure that you are ready to accept it. Nonetheless, this is why this communication has reached you at this exact moment. This is why your essence wanted to uncover it. This is why your heart rate is rising right now. My sweetheart, I beg you to understand this. God carefully monitors the appearance of skepticism after a miracle. Fear is characterized by hesitation. And fear deprives us of great things. This holy review was written before your birth. My lover, it was difficult to reach you because of the presence of doubters, dark clouds that damaged your faith, and the walls you built as a result of past pain. These fortifications are being taken down in heaven today. Nevertheless, heaven must witness you taking a risk without fear, my kid. Do not surf excessively quickly. Accept each word with your whole being. Heaven is watching you while you read this message. To my dear, you suppose you have come across this note by chance. However, it was delivered to you. It was brought to your hands by a divine ray. The God invoked your name and directed you to send this message shortly before the miracle ended. My darling, your future is assured with a golden check. The sensation is palpable. I can feel the weight and importance of it. It is adorned with numbers that are not derived from your past existence. These are the numbers that can help you rebuild, heal, and achieve prosperity and fresh beginnings. However, there is a caveat, a test from God, and an ultimate judgment from above. The check vanishes after a mere 10 seconds of contemplation. The check remains in place even if your heart opens quickly. My beloved, you are currently experiencing a spiritual divide in the road. When one advances, everything transforms. An extra second of tension slows it down. I have a question that can only be answered by your soul. Is the energy increasing in intensity? Are you aware of the strange sensation tugging at your chest? Do you get a sense that something amazing is going to happen? You actually feel that emotion. It is consistent. It refers to time. The sign from heaven indicates that your moment has arrived. Continue reading. My beloved, each word is preparing your spirit to receive what is already yours. It is critical that you are informed. This message was sent to you, my offspring. However, someone attempted to impede it. Your vitality was hindered on 3 instances. Heaven eventually succeeded on its 4th effort. This is why this event is so significant. The message you are reading right now was almost never sent. It was a blessing you almost overlooked. It was also amazing that someone else came so close to getting it. Although God told them, "No, this is theirs. Please resubmit it." This is the final examination to determine whether you will return it or allow doubt to derail you once more. Heaven wants one thing from you before bestowing its benefits on you, my child. Don't question your worth. Doubt is the only foe. Fear is the only barrier. Please. There is only one criminal. Please realize this, my dearest. It's been years since you were this close to making progress. It appears that the miracle for which you prayed is about to happen. You're getting closer to living the life you've always wanted but never thought you could have. I will unlock every financial door that had previously been closed to them if they open their hearts today. My sweetheart, I am aware that you are tired. I'm aware that you've hidden your distress. I'm positive no one in your proximity noticed the weight of the products. They didn't see your grief or the sacrifices you made for them. God, on the other hand, observed everything. Having witnessed it all, I am now able to reward it. Heaven, my beloved, has asked me to share something significant with you through this check. 3 indicators will appear in your vicinity within the next 48 hours. These signals aren't just present. That is proof that you are facing a spiritual challenge. The first indicator will be an abrupt sense of calm. The second option will be a personalized voice message or phone number. The third option will provide you a sense of security, peace, and improvement. These signs imply that inspections are declining. My dearest, the only remaining decision is whether you will vacillate or accept it. Exercise cautious before I proceed. If my words strike a chord with you, heaven wants you to stay to the end. I feel that combining your miracle with your destiny will increase its effectiveness. Don't leave, my beloved, the longer you stay with me. This moment is sacred. Make sure you subscribe to this divine instruction before going to avoid missing any additional messages from paradise. Your benefit may be postponed if you overlook a single indicator. Prevent this from occurring. Please stay here, my sweetheart, since every second you stay means you pass the exam. Your future improves with every minute you stay. Please, my dear, pay attentive attention. You must be informed of a critical matter today. Your existence has been scrutinized and evaluated by others. Heaven has been seeing your reactions to treachery, delays, anguish, and solitude for months. It tracked every tear you shed. Heaven kept track of every time you chose fortitude over weakness when your spirit was down. This is the reason you are receiving this fortune check. It's not a matter of chance. In this case, there is no possibility. This is not an error. This is the decision that God has made. My dearest, I must notify you of a reality that will make your heart race. Your daily existence was never meant for you. Spiritual growth is a natural part of your destiny. You were not meant to be disregarded, ridiculed, or discarded as insignificant. Nonetheless, the environment combined to undermine your feeling of purpose. My child, this check and benediction are from heaven, and they will restore you to your spiritual home. My beloved, can you understand why God chose this as your final exam? If you miss even one supernatural sign, your blessing could be postponed once more. Please do not allow that to occur. My beloved, my offspring, but there's more. As you continue to read, heaven will mark this as another accomplishment on your test. Your future is improved by every second you spend in this location. My dearest, I implore you to hearken once more. It is critical that you fully appreciate this topic today. Your existence has been investigated. Heaven has been acutely aware of the loneliness, delays, betrayal, and suffering you have endured. Each tear you shed was documented. God saw your heroic effort to retain your fortitude despite the fact that you were internally conflicted. This is why the fortune check was sent to you. It's not a matter of chance. This isn't an error. You have been adjudicated culpable by God. My love, I must tell you the truth, and it will act as a wake-up call. You were never meant to be small. You were not meant to be ignored or erased. Despite the fact that your spiritual journey is admirable, the world has attempted to minimize your significance. Oh, my child, this check and bounty are from the heavens. They return you to your true spiritual being. My beloved, can you understand why God chose this as your final exam? The blessing was too much for that individual to bear, as they were unable to accept their greatness. Currently, the only quality that heaven desires from you is courage. Even the largest doors can be opened with a minimum of effort. This is not a test of fortitude. This is proof of trust. Heaven asserts that if they even lay a moment's trust in me, everything will change. My darling, you have been through a great deal of pain. You were subjected to possessions that were never intended for you. You were saddled with individuals who harbored no regard for you. During the tragedies that were supposed to destroy you, you hoped for breakthroughs. Nevertheless, you persisted. You are currently receiving a recompense from heaven for this. My beloved, this favor was never a coincidence. It was selected a long time ago. It was prepared and ready for your arrival at this level of spirit. It appears that you are perusing a message. However, it is actually a prophecy. Dear child, I am sensing a shift in your vitality. It is akin to a vibration, a movement, or a fissure in the wall that previously prevented your abundance from entering. This is the initial indication that the examination has commenced. My dearest, you comprehend the situation at this moment. This blessing was the subject of the enemy's efforts to prevent its occurrence. Paths were obstructed. Certain people carried thoughts of envy and made statements that made you doubt your own talents. You believed that events would have a negative outcome at times. Heaven's presence was with you the entire time. Please don't overlook this, my child. It's a basic examination. Do you believe you have been chosen? Are you ready to accept an abundance? Will you accept that God is preparing you and not mocking you, my beloved? This fortune check is more than just a cash transaction. It represents a new season, a fresh beginning, a new self, and a new you that has never existed before. Please keep this in mind, my child. A new season marks a new beginning, a completely unique version of yourself. I would like to pause at this point, as the significance of that sentence is often underestimated. Some people reading this right now have been doing strength training for a long time and have forgotten what it feels like to be held. They do not require any additional motivational terms. They require a human to say, "I observed your fatigue and chose to remain." This is the ministry's role. A silent affirmation from an individual who has finally experienced a sense of belonging. By settling down, making do, and allowing others to take what was rightfully yours, you have fallen short of your spiritual potential. The season is ended. This message today suggests a divine reversal. My beloved, heaven entails removing everything that has impoverished you, slowed your growth, tired you out, and made you feel inadequate. My sweetheart, please examine your chest right now. Are you experiencing a gentle vibration, tranquility, or warmth? I'm the individual in question. Archangel Michael is visible standing next to you, holding the check. He anticipates your readiness to indicate to heaven that you are prepared. This exam focuses on your response. If apprehension arises, the benefit ends. If faith is exercised, the bounty will manifest. I see that you are in wonderful health, young man. If you are still reading, it means your spirit is progressing. My dear, the following remarks are quite important. They prepare you to use energy. The plan they provide is consistent with the compensation that God provides. My child, pay close heed. You were not selected due to your flawlessness. You were chosen because of your persistence. You were not selected due to your knowledge of the route. You were chosen because of your habit of wandering in the dark. You were not selected solely on the basis of your physical strength. My dear, you were chosen for your spirit. Heaven is happy with you. I am immensely proud of you. Clearly, this is an issue that deserves your attention. Even if you had not been told of this, the agony you went through would have been disastrous for others. You emerged stronger after suffering fires meant to destroy you. Even though it appeared to be in the distant future, you remained hopeful. Consequently, the check is currently being dispatched, my child. Please be candid in your response to this request. Are you ready to live a life beyond your fears? Are you prepared to receive an abundance of goods without the need to express regret? Are you ready to accept that God has bigger plans for you than you previously thought? When your heart murmurs, heaven informs you that they have successfully completed the first part of the exam. Yes, my sweetheart. It is imperative that we take action at this moment. Please feel free to contribute to the comments area. Over anxiety, I choose trust. This completed the first phase of your examination and displayed your courage to God. This is your proclamation, and it marks the first step toward the fulfillment of the prophecy. Do not disregard the situation, my dear. There is currently a means for accessing the spiritual dimension. It appears that the hands of a holy watch have started turning. You have the opportunity to effect change at this moment. Immediately, not in a week, a year, or never. Before I continue, I'd like to restate this. Every second you spend here strengthens your connection to the miracle that awaits you. Make sure you subscribe right now to prevent missing any future communications that expose God's hidden plans, protect your destiny, and unlock doors. My beloved, your future fortune is determined by your current degree of consciousness. Do not allow heaven to summon your name only to discover that you are absent. Please remain with me, my beloved, my offspring. Inhale deeply. Your situation is improving. You have an improved degree of vitality. At the moment, you are under the watchful eye of heaven. My beloved, the words that follow are uncommon. They were instructed by God to record them. Every sentence you read has an impact on your future. This is something that my youngster actually understands. You would not be perusing this if there were no imminent significant events in your life. Heaven only composes communications when time undergoes a transition. Archangel messages are not displayed until the update is authorized. Additionally, you are currently experiencing a change in your schedule. My adored God has prepared a fortune check. There are 3 seals on it: the seal of restoration, the seal of recompense, and the seal of return. I appreciate your patience. Restore what was damaged and return what was unjustly confiscated. Pay attention. Currently, the sacred clock is moving. Your window is currently active. Not tomorrow. Not this week. Not within the next few months. Before I go any farther, I need to emphasize this. Every second you spend alive strengthens your connection to the miraculous. The magnitude of your blessings is determined by your level of spiritual awareness. Do not allow heaven to call your name when you are not present. My beloved, my offspring, remains with me. Your situation is improving. Your energy levels are steadily increasing. You are being closely monitored by the heavenly realm. My beloved, the words that follow are vital. These are divine directives. Your destiny is altered by each sentence. This is something that my youngster actually understands. If there was no important event, you would not be present. Heaven exclusively transmits messages when a timeline undergoes modifications. Your schedule is currently being updated. My adored God has prepared a fortune check. It bears the seals of restoration, recompense, and return. You are entitled to a reward for your patience. In addition, you should make up for your emotional, financial, and spiritual losses. Furthermore, you are entitled to the return of any property stolen from you without explanation. My sweetheart, this wonderful check isn't just for money benefit. It refers to value. It is about returning you to the person you were before life tried to degrade your worth. My dearest, are you aware of the number of confrontations you engaged in without speaking? How often did you secretly wipe your tears to keep others from hearing them while you slept? How frequently did you question whether your petitions were acknowledged? All of these incidents were recorded in paradise. Everyone was included. This is why the award is still available, as not a single one was neglected. This is the reason why this message is so significant at this time. As God has stated, this is your final examination. As a result, the expense of waiting would be equivalent to what you have been waiting for years. Please remain in this location, my dear. Heaven does not want hell. Heaven wishes that you stay in this location and read with an open heart. Your spirit is undergoing a transformation, my child. Your energy is becoming more alert, expansive, and gentle. Great things are coming. A large number of people want miracles. Nevertheless, few are ready to persevere for an extended period of time in order to achieve them. You are still here, my dear. You are unaware of the true extent of the impact of this assessment. It includes the frequency of overflow, which is wealth that affects your life, opportunities, environment, and even the people you meet. However, God desires to ensure that you will not flee when the blessing arrives. This is the exam. Do you believe you deserve it? You've previously entertained misgivings. My dearest, I can recall instances in which you doubted your worth, questioned whether you were chosen or overlooked, and believed that positive things would happen to others but not to you. Heaven is currently changing the story, my darling. This check was never distributed to another individual. It was always present. Nobody else's work has ever caused it to be delayed. It has always been emblazoned with your name. Their only impediment was their faith. Your faith is becoming increasingly robust, my dear. That's it for me. It is so powerful that it may be felt in the skies. The illumination around you is becoming more intense. Every second you spend in this environment brings the blessing closer. My beloved, raise your voice to the heavens and feel secure that you have triumphed. If you are in agreement with this and are prepared to receive the content that has been written for you, please type a forceful amen in the comments. It is not just a word. It carries the promise from heaven into the present. I must inform you of an important subject, my child. Jealousy has been present in your surroundings. Someone beamed at you, but their true intention was to see if your luck would run out. They were concerned that you would surpass them. Their original purpose was to prevent you from escaping or prospering. However, heaven believes that God's designs are irreversible. That's why your blessing was safeguarded. This is why spiritual guardians were appointed to protect your future. Even when the situation felt hopeless, a force within you continued to urge you on. That force provided you with guidance, protection, and clear paths. It was I, Archangel Michael, my kid, my beloved. Your existence is about to undergo a significant transformation as a result of your complete blessing. Heaven is currently getting you ready to prepare. Reread this message until your spirit replies, "I accept." Don't disregard this sacred fact, my beloved. It was your doubt, not your errors, your past or your present event, that impeded your miracle. Your fear keeps you from communicating with heaven. You are no longer afraid when you read these words today. My child, this is the reason the test is effective. This is of paramount importance. The blessing you are going to get will not only change your life, but it will also expose who genuinely wanted your failure. This is not meant to bring you damage. It is meant to release you. No, my sweetheart. God has completed his observation. You continue relationships with people who were never worthy of your affection. Once this boon is granted, they will be unable to impede your progress. You will be free of cycles that have been draining you for years, insulated from harmful emotions, and elevated above jealousy. Consequently, the check is being delivered at this time. My sweetheart, the time has come to finally step forth. It is critical that you acquire this item. Your suffering was serious. Your wait durations were not empty. You learned an important lesson when you were alone. Your big breakthrough is almost here. Not next year, not next month. Currently, you're adored, you are performing exceptionally well on this examination. You are notifying heaven that you are ready for more than just survival. You are prepared for a life of peace, prosperity, and comfort. You are prepared for a life of peace, prosperity, and comfort. Additionally, I would like to express an opinion that is not voiced frequently enough. The version of oneself who endured the delay is readily forgotten when the blessing arrives. The prayers that appeared to ricochet off the ceiling, the nights you chose not to share with anyone. This ministry is for people who are currently at that phase. It is unnecessary for you to explain. My sweetheart, you already know whether this is the right time. Avoid excessively rapid movement. This is not just a transition. You affirm that you will not overlook the messages that are intended for you. Your miracle is approaching. My beloved and offspring, stay with me. You are now approaching the section of the message in which your spirit begins to relinquish the things that have been impeding your progress for years. Please, keep attentive, my dearest. Your surrounds are being transformed. The knowledge is already within your consciousness, despite the fact that you are unable to perceive it. The sensation of warmth in your chest, a sense of calm, and the gentle vibration of hope returning. Heaven is changing your frequency. My sweetheart, you require this information to be repeated. There was a reason for your pain. Your delays were significant. Your spirituality was inspired by your seclusion. Your big breakthrough is almost here. Not next month, not next year. Currently, my dearest, you did well on the exam. You are alerting heaven that you are ready for a life beyond just survival. An existence brimming with abundant peace and effortless blessings. Please abstain from going any further, my child. Stay in touch with this sacred trip. Sign up now to ensure you never miss a sign from God. This is critical if you want to be in complete agreement and alignment before obtaining your blessing. Your miracle is quickly approaching, so time is of the importance. My cherished child, please remain with me at this time. You are entering a more significant phase of the message in which your soul begins to free objects that have been imprisoned in your destiny for an extended amount of time. Please be cautious, my dearest. A transformation is taking place all around us. Even if you don't notice it, your consciousness is aware of it. The soothing sound of hope returning, the peaceful tranquility, and the warmth in your chest. This isn't a fake. The blessing you are about to receive is more substantial than the one you previously received, which is why heaven is increasing your frequency. Currently, your morale is rising. My beloved, this is not just a message. A spiritual awakening and a return to the abundance you were meant to have are currently underway. I would like to inform you of a fact, my child. For an extended period of time, your soul has been silently examined. Faith, patience, isolation, and endurance are investigated. Every conflict, every weight, and every lonely night was not a form of punishment. It was in the process of being ready. My dear, heaven never assigns examinations without compensating with prizes. The incentive is greater when the test is more difficult, and you earn excellent compensation. This is why God has assigned you this as your final exam. Heaven is currently monitoring your response. This is the point where readiness is demonstrated. Keep your emotions from being manipulated by doubt. It is unclear whether the marvel is excessively enormous. Faith informs you that the miraculous was intended to occur. Please be cautious, my dearest. That is the extent of the wealth in this fortune check. It has the ability to break generational patterns of conflict, scarcity, and constraint. This blessing is intended for a bigger purpose than yourself. The purpose is what you will carry through. Heaven chose you because of your ability to endure and humble acceptance. I can see every item you carried, my lover. I observe the instances in which life became excessively demanding for you. I can determine what is causing your loss of confidence. Nonetheless, you continued to assist despite your inability to give anything. This is why God intervenes at this time. His objective is not for perfection. He is rewarding those who persevere. My youngster, you must hear this. Although your benediction was delayed, it was never revoked. It was ready to accommodate you once your spirit had reached a certain degree. My dearest, the moment has arrived. Examine your life with a critical eye. Signs have been evident for several weeks. There were startling ideas of change, strong cravings to act, vivid dreams, and psychic whispers, all indicating that something major was about to happen. None of these possessed any potential. Heaven was preparing you for this message. Your blessings were impeded by the abundance of jealousy that was present. Someone resisted your accomplishment. Someone claimed to be on your side, but their true intention was to see you fail. They were aware that you would ascend before today. Despite the fact that every malicious aim against you has been foiled, his check is currently being created. One more hint is still needed in paradise. Will you deliberate on the matter or simply state it? Hesitation is an expression of fear. I am not prepared is written on it. Nonetheless, it claims that one's being here is a sign of faith. I am confident that I understand the notion. When you put your trust in heaven, it responds almost instantly. My beloved, I implore you to comprehend this. When your blessing arrives, there will be a disruption. It will emerge unexpectedly, disrupting everything. Heaven moves quickly when it acts. Changes occur as it is moving. I assure you, my child, that you will face unexpected opportunities, messages, changes, and opportunities in the coming days. They will work effortlessly with you as your vitality improves. These are indicators that you performed well on the examination, my dear. Perceive this reality in your spirit. Your spirit is growing in strength. Your illumination is rising. Your destiny is evolving. Please share this prophetic word with a loved one who is now struggling in silence. When you share this message, you activate not just their breakthrough anointing, but also your own. Heaven increases the quantity of support you supply to others. The prior version of yourself is crumbling. A new one is starting. Heaven hopes that you understand this. You will not revert to the previous state of affairs. The narrative has concluded at that point. From this moment forward, you will meet abundance. This is not a portent, my lover. This is a prophecy. Your vitality is uniting. Your destiny is gradually becoming apparent. Your blessing is on the way. Your reluctance is diminishing. Finally, you are willing to accept that God's true aim is to bless you with more. My darling, before we proceed with this revelation, please bear in mind the following. Your benediction is imminent. However, in order to receive everything, you must follow God's timing. When you subscribe at this time, you elect to remain in alignment. This implies that you are paying attention. I am prepared. I would be grateful if you could keep me from missing your relocation. Your name will continue to be invoked from the sky, so be present when this happens. My kid, my treasured, lives with me. Every second you spend with this message, whether you realize it or not, has a significant impact on your spiritual journey. You have an improved degree of vitality. Your thoughts is growing clearer. Your spirit is poised to acknowledge a previously anxious subject. Please, my dear, pay attentive attention. Because the information I'm about to share isn't only filling your thoughts, it's also determining your destiny. Heaven showed me something right before reaching you, my kid. You were never intended to assume the responsibility of another individual. However, you did so. You tried to hide your pain by being indifferent. Nonetheless, you are spent, and heaven has had enough. This check from God is more than just a reimbursement. It is also a type of release. Freedom from the tension and cycles that have been draining you for years, including finances and emotions. Your blessing is on the way. Your reluctance is diminishing. You are preparing to acknowledge that there is more that God wishes to provide for you. Please refrain from going. Please keep this in mind, my child. Subscribe now to ensure that you do not miss any signs, receive all messages destined for your destiny, and stay in sync with divine timing. Also, heaven will continue to guide you. The heavens will continuously summon your name. Attend the event. My kid, my treasured, lives with me. Your spiritual path transforms with each moment you stay. You notice a surge in energy. Your intellect becomes more clear. Your spirit prepares for a task that appeared to be impossible. Please listen carefully, my dearest, since the words I utter now will have a long-term impact on your fate. My children showed me something else entirely. Heaven. You bore responsibility for matters that were not your own. You concealed your anguish by maintaining your fortitude. However, you are fatigued, and heaven has had enough. You are permitted to depart with this check. Freedom from financial stress, feelings of worthlessness, and cycles that sap one's energies. Consider how your life might be different without that burden. Visualize yourself exhaling effortlessly. Consider the peace you feel when you are not burdened by any worries. This is the life God desires for you to lead. My child, this is a momentous event. This message is not an accident. You felt forced to open it. Your soul was aware that it contained something significant. My beloved, the universe may be tough to understand, but paradise is clear. God does not murmur when He wants your attention. He ensures that the message arrives at the appropriate moment. You are aware that you are prepared at the moment. Exercise caution, my sweetheart. Your significant progression has already commenced. It did not begin in the future. It began when you refused to give up, when you persevered through the hurdles designed to defeat you, and when you continued despite your exhaustion. Your patience opened the doors to abundance. The celestial kingdom rewards your persistent efforts. Please follow this incentive. Write, "My compensation is in the comments." The act of writing it is a promise to get the check from paradise. You are communicating to God that you are prepared. This divine intervention is more than a coincidence for my darling. It comes from paradise because of your choice. Despite the fact that numerous individuals appear to be resilient on the outside, they are actually struggling internally. A considerable percentage of people would not have survived the circumstances you described. Despite the fact that numerous individuals appear to be resilient on the outside, they are actually struggling internally. Heaven chose you because of its capacity to distinguish the difference. It can tell the difference between what you actually own and what you display to the world. Instead of making a great gesture, I'd like to propose that you take one step to recognize hidden strength. Every individual who enters from a position similar to yours, not out of excess, but out of genuine gratitude for being discovered, makes an impact on the individual. It seals something. Try it, and you'll understand what I mean. Many hearts would have been ripped apart as a result of being betrayed, injured, and abandoned. You found it effortless to transport my child. You are not aware of your real strength at this moment. Heaven has bestowed this blessing upon you in recognition of your inner strength, my beloved. Please realize this. An era of divine separation is approaching in your existence. The old authority is leaving. The old links are crumbling. The power of past pain is waning due to the advent of a new environment that is in tune with your higher vibration. Please, my child, remain with me, and your spirit will be relieved. The uncertainty will clear. It will lose weight. You're growing more lucid. The spiritual mist is disappearing. My beloved, please consider my point of view. You're not trailing. You're not behind schedule. We've not forgotten about you. You are not being restricted. You're prepared. If life looked to be sluggish, it was because God kept you from making bad mistakes. When events failed, it was due to the adoption of a better plan. People would be unable to accompany you to wealth if they left. Heaven desired to communicate with you without any interference from others if you were experiencing feelings of isolation. There was no waste. Everything placed you in the proper position. My dearest, this fortune check signifies the conclusion of survival and the commencement of abundance. However, heaven has one more obligation. It is crucial to cleanse your vitality. This explains the difference in your emotions. You have a greater ability for discernment. Your heart improves. These are signs that your guardian angels are altering your frequency so you can receive what is meant for you. In the near future, you will receive surprisingly wonderful news, opportunities you did not expect, a subtle boost in your self-assurance, and a transformation in the conduct of others. These are not random events. They demonstrate something. I implore you to attend to this spiritual truth before I proceed to the subsequent section, my beloved. Individuals who communicate with spiritual direction obtain blessings at a faster rate. If you receive the right message at the right time, your future is safe. Heaven is chatting. Nevertheless, failing to perceive the sign will mean the loss of the supernatural. Make sure you don't miss a message intended to assist you with advice, protection, and blessings. Enroll immediately. Your fate is too important to be determined without a clear understanding. Stay with me, my child, my treasured, because the information I am going to reveal was not intended for you. However, time has been accelerated for you by heaven, and the truth is now being revealed to you directly. And to my beloved, please hearken with your heart. You were oblivious of the spiritual warfare taking place in the vicinity of your blessing. My offspring appeared gradually over the period of months or perhaps years. You often wondered why your life seemed to be stagnant. What was the reason for the delayed occurrence of beneficial events? What was the cause of the sudden failure of objects that were supposed to function? Additionally, why did opportunities arise and dissipate without any justification? My dear, it was not your fault. It wasn't an issue of bad luck. Fate was not involved. That was meant at you. Individuals replied by resisting. It was both divine and human, planned and unplanned. However, it all hampered your desired route. In any case, none of it was sufficient to prevent what God desired. However, heaven is more powerful than any other entity. Finally, God told them to give up their bounty. My sweetheart, they have had plenty time to wait. Please understand the significance of this moment. It was a difficult task to authorize the check mailed to you. It was demonstrated to be accurate following a meeting in paradise during which your name was praised. Your concerns were reviewed once more. We were aware of your suffering. Others appreciated your loyalty. Then, heaven declared that they had successfully completed each and every secrecy examination. May God bless them today. You are being presented with that reality. And to my beloved, please hearken with your heart. You were unaware that there was a conflict in the spiritual realm regarding your blessing. It was silent and lasted for months or perhaps years. As a child, you may have puzzled why life seemed to be in a condition of stagnation, why positive things happened gradually, why progress abruptly ceased, and why doors would open and close for no apparent reason. It was not because of you, my beloved. It wasn't an issue of bad luck. You were not hindered by fate. Individuals replied by resisting. A portion of it was spiritual. A portion of it was made up of humans. Part of it was premeditated. Not all of it was deliberate. However, the entire process took longer than anticipated to reach you. However, none of them were capable of blocking the heavens. Heaven requested that they give up their benediction. They have had plenty time to wait. This is an extremely important moment, my dear. God's check was cleared over an extended period of time. It was acceptable after heaven addressed your name with respect. Your sorrow was made evident. Heaven appreciated your patience. They successfully completed all of the exams that we were unable to observe. May God bless them throughout this time. This is why the message is so important at this time. My darling, this is why you want to keep reading. This is why you feel an internal awakening. Your blessing has already come. Nevertheless, everything is in order. Please be cautious. Heaven had to make sure you didn't return to the life that had caused you so much pain in the past, my beloved. Individuals capable of draining, abusing, or dominating your blessing were barred from receiving it. Someone who was close to you was dissatisfied with your accomplishments. They did not want you to exceed them. They craved authority. They were concerned about your fortitude, my lover. You encountered this liveliness on several occasions. You felt tired while talking to them. When explaining your ambitions, you felt disoriented. You experienced a sense of insignificance when you were in their presence. This was not invented. Your spirit was aware that something was amiss. To secure your safety, heaven postponed your blessing for a short time. It kept you safe while you waited. The link is now getting less reliable, but the check may still reach you. One final examination is given. Will you embrace the life that paradise has prepared for you, or will you once again hesitate due to the fear that others have instilled in you? My love, dread did not accompany you at birth. It was placed by those who were oblivious of your fate. My beloved, your concern is currently being addressed. As you read these lines, chains are breaking, including doubt, old wounds, erroneous beliefs, and emotional injuries. Feel lightness in your thorax. Allow yourself some time to unwind. Feel a rise in your morale. This is liberty. Do not be surprised if this message prompts you to change your breathing, thinking, or conduct. That is the effect of God triggering an internal process. My dearest, the check you are going to get is the result of 3 miracles. A money miracle that will change your external reality, an emotional miracle that will heal your deep scars, and a spiritual miracle that will awaken you to your actual self. You are receiving more than just financial compensation from the heavens. Heaven is giving you a new version of yourself who does not worry about the future, gives up, apologizes for being selected, or dims their light to ease the suffering of others. My beloved, this manifestation of you is already here. Express it right away. In the remarks section, please include the word Amen. My darling, it should mark the end of the past existence and the beginning of the new one. The world is about to see a side of you that it has never seen before. For years, this feature has been hidden behind silent perseverance, limits, and misery. Heaven will finally unveil your true identity. This blessing will do more than just boost your fortune. It will elucidate the situation. You will gain courage. It will cause roots to be separated. Things will improve. There will be people who withdraw. New opportunities will emerge. There will be no need for you to worry about the past. The quantity of change is crucial. Your dreams will be restored to you. My beloved heaven is prepared for a rapid transformation in your life. Your blessing is growing at a rate that outpaces your past. The only remaining step is to assure alignment. Your prolonged presence is currently causing alignment to take place. You did not disregard the task. The call intended for you was not answered. That is obvious to the angels. Your faith is known to the heavens. Maintain your focus on this divine path to ensure that you do not overlook the subsequent step when your blessing is realized. Enroll now to ensure that God can always locate you. Your existence is rapidly becoming cohesive. Stay vigilant. Hello, my beloved offspring. Even if this is our final minute together, your activation has only begun. To conclude this act of receiving, click the like icon. This is not intended for numerical purposes. This is a spiritual act. You are imbuing this prayer with your energetic signature. This indicates to God that you have truly understood this message. This action, which is your amen, begins the flow of heavenly favor. Individuals who spread hope, have a particular blessing as well. You are not sending a URL when you disseminate this message. It's emitting a breakthrough. Archangel Michael will contact you about someone who needs his help. This initiates the movement of a divine principle. God benefits you when you bless others. Spread this message as soon as possible, and you will get an abundance of blessings. Before we conclude, consider this truth. This message wasn't uncovered by chance. It was not a matter of chance. You got this word directly from Archangel Michael. He extends his hand and invites you to enter a safe, high-vibrational environment where abundance is not only a fantasy, but a reality. Although this concept is simple, it has the ability to transform your life. It continues to provide you with blessings as you adhere to it. They spread and permeate every element of your life. Before we wrap up, there is one last item. You were the recipient of this communication. It was guaranteed by the heavens. If you believe this is the case, you are also convinced that the people who will need it in the future are not outliers. They're real. Enter the area where individuals similar to yourself congregate, where the message continues to spread, and where heaven continues to communicate. This is how you react to that request. Not via words. With a genuine object. The entrance is currently unlocked. It was intended for those who persevered until the end. Pay close attention, my dearest child, because this message is not intended for all recipients. It was whispered right to you. Archangel Michael is currently standing beside you, sword lowered and wings open, waiting to see if you will accept this in silence and faith. A divine shift is taking place today. This is an impossible scenario. This serves as confirmation. What you are about to enter is a place of power, protection, and promise. However, there is a warning that you must not ignore. Pay close attention. You are the chosen one at this time, not because you are better than others, but because your spirit has been tested, refined, and ready. According to Archangel Michael, you are on the verge of achieving health and wealth, not only financially, but also in terms of divine alignment, clarity, peace, and strength. Your mind will be elevated, your body will respond to heaven, and your resources will multiply. However, this blessing is fragile in its early stages, much like a flame that must be shielded from the wind. This is why the warning is clear. If you reveal it to anyone too soon, you risk losing everything. This is not a matter of fear, dear one, but of wisdom. This is because not everyone applauds when you ascend, and not everyone prays for your healing. Archangel Michael reveals that silence is your shield at this time, and some people smile while secretly questioning what God is doing to you. It is critical to protect the unseen structure that God is building until it is completely established. Today marks the start of a divine window through which your health begins to realign. Long-term fatigue, stress, and heaviness fade, and your body receives instructions from heaven on how to heal, restore, and renew. Some of you may notice minor changes, such as better sleep, clearer thoughts, sudden motivation, or a resurgence of strength. Avoid discussing or questioning it. Instead, quietly absorb it. At the same time, wealth is being deposited, not rushed, stolen, or coerced, but deposited. Chances will begin to manifest, concepts will become clearer, and previously closed doors will appear to be unlocked. However, Archangel Michael warns that the enemy is very aware when blessings are spoken prematurely. As a result, at this time, discretion is the best course of action. My child, understand this reality. Not everyone requires knowledge of God's promises. For example, Jesus kept his silence before his breakthrough moments, and David was sworn in as king but remained silent. Silence does not postpone the blessing. Instead, it protects it. At the moment, I encourage you to enshrine this word in faith as your spirit resonates with it. Bumble. Typing Amen in the comments section confirms that you agree with the divine plan for your life and protection. Archangel Michael promises that if you follow this divine secret, your blessing will be secure indefinitely. This does not imply isolation. Rather, it indicates discernment. However, avoid hurling this pearl at people who are unable to bear its weight. Talk to God, talk to the heavens, and pray. This message is accompanied by a straightforward but effective assessment. Do you have enough faith in God to stay silent? In addition, can you resist the urge to explain, demonstrate, or declare? Individuals who pass this exam move quickly up the favoritism hierarchy, whereas those who fail frequently face excessively long wait times. You may have already sensed it, a joy too sacred to publicly express, a mix of caution and excitement. The Holy Spirit is confirming his statement through that sensation. Your healing will not be accompanied by noise or disorder, but by divine timing, peace, and order. Heaven will alert you to the appropriate time to speak through results rather than words. Archangel Michael is currently close to you, ensuring that what is rightfully yours is protected before you even realize it. Keep your feet on the ground, be grateful, and act in accordance with your faith until then. Drink water on purpose, take breaks when your body tells you to, and push yourself in your current endeavors, because even the smallest acts of obedience contribute to significant, invisible changes. Your spirit was prepared to receive this message, so it was delivered to you. Most people would have dismissed or ignored the situation, but you persisted and listened. This alone convinces Archangel Michael that he can trust you. This is critical to remember. The gift that God is about to bestow on you does not require validation. Rather, it requires protection. Silence now leads to celebration, whereas secrecy now leads to security. Recognize this quietly, ensure its security, and monitor the outcome. Take a deep breath as you listen to this layer. Archangel Michael is currently discussing what will happen after today's events have started to affect you. Many people believe that blessings are accompanied by immediate confirmation and loud noises. However, heaven usually operates in the opposite way. The events in your life will appear calm from the outside, but they will be unstoppable on the inside. This is how you will know that it is truly from God. According to Archangel Michael, the first sign of this transformation will be an internal shift. Your thoughts will naturally begin to change. The weight of worry will lift, and old fears about your finances, body, and future will begin to fade. You may not be aware of it at first, but you will eventually realize that the thing that used to make you panic no longer has any influence over you. This is no coincidence. It is a divine realignment. Your health will gradually change, not in a dramatic or abrupt way, but from within. This is because your body has been listening to every word you've said to it for years, whether positive or negative. The script is currently being rewritten by heaven. According to Archangel Michael, your cells respond to peace, and stress is eliminated at its source as you rest, sleep, and even breathe more deeply. So, do not try to speed up this sacred process by comparing yourself to others. Simultaneously, wealth, energy, or divinely ordered provision is moving toward you. However, you must remain vigilant. It will not be accomplished through desperation, but rather through consensus. Archangel Michael is directing your actions to keep you from wasting your time and energy. You will feel a sense of urgency to make decisions, avoid distractions, and focus on a single task rather than several. This narrowing yields precision rather than loss. Some of you may want to organize your finances, streamline your daily routines, or declutter your home. This is not just a coincidence. Initially, God removes the disorder to help you develop. The order facilitates the receipt of additional items. It is critical to pay close attention to these gentle instructions, as even minor acts of obedience can yield significant rewards. Please listen to this warning with compassion. Do not seek approval from others during this time, as your mindset will improve as you feel better and opportunities will arise. You will be tempted to provide an explanation, hint, or test reactions, but you should resist this urge. According to Archangel Michael, silence remains your safeguard. The blessing is still in the process of laying its groundwork, and premature exposure undermines the progress that is being made. In addition, your emotions are being addressed. Old wounds that you thought were insignificant are being addressed by God, which is why memories may unexpectedly resurface, not to cause pain, but to liberate you. Allow them to cry if necessary, as the healing process is not always easy, but it is always for a good reason. Be aware, chosen one, that not everyone in your vicinity intends to accompany you to your destination. As a result, some relationships will inevitably end, while others will feel distant and uninterrupted. Do not seek explanations, because God's act of mercy is not punishment, but rather a transformation of one's surroundings that occurs when one is elevated. Archangel Michael is also improving your discernment. You will learn when to speak up, when to remain silent, when to move, and when to wait. Your health and wealth will be protected by this inner knowing. Do not let fear or logic undermine your faith in it. I expect you to take action now that this message has reached the deepest levels of your being. I don't mean this as a burden, but rather as a point of convergence. If this term resonates with you and you feel calm rather than disoriented, please perform this simple act of consent. Please distribute this message to someone who needs it without disclosing your own blessing. Also, please refrain from leaving comments about your personal circumstances. Alternatively, you can leave a comment to express your religious beliefs. If you have not already subscribed, you should do so immediately, because these messages are not sent at random. Rather, they are sent at the appropriate time. No, your assistance is more than just assistance. It is an active participation. Through interaction, you establish a connection with the flow of this message, allowing it to be transmitted to those actively seeking confirmation through silent prayer. Archangel Michael warns that time is running out. The whisper that began has progressed. However, consistency is required for advancement. Therefore, it is critical to remain present, open, and grounded. You may be curious about the length of this process. However, heaven does not function on the basis of impatience. Certain outcomes will occur quickly, while others will emerge gradually over time. Do not judge progress solely on its rate. Rather, evaluate it in terms of tranquility. If peace is progressing, you're on the right track. I'd like to emphasize this point before getting into the details. The following events will bring together all of your current experiences. However, a large number of people fail to recognize it due to a sudden loss of concentration. You must listen to Archangel Michael's next statement, as it will provide clarity and change everything. Now, my beloved, the message takes on even more significance, as Archangel Michael informs us of the reason for the secrecy surrounding this blessing, as well as the secrets protected by the silence. You are experiencing a shift in the covenant level. Covenant blessings are consistently concealed before they are revealed. Archangel Michael asserts that your destiny has been surrounded by unseen resistance for a long time. This is not due to your vulnerability, but to the value of the items you own. The adversary does not waste time attacking barren landscapes. The stress you felt in previous seasons, the delays that no one could explain, and the unexpected setbacks that occurred just as things appeared to be coming together were not arbitrary. They indicated that something valuable was growing within you. Allow this to permeate your consciousness. Today did not only open one door, but also permanently closed others. Your family's long-standing financial struggles are being disrupted, and cycles of sickness, exhaustion, and emotional heaviness are coming to an end. However, privacy is required for sealing. There should be no doubt, anger, or opinion that can alter what the divine has sealed. Archangel Michael is showing you that the words spoken by certain people in your vicinity may be motivated by fear, despite their apparent love for you. They are skeptical of positive news and believe that past failures will prevent future promises from being fulfilled. Silence is not rejection in this case. Rather, it is preservation. Your body is responding to this protection because stress is one of the most harmful factors to your health and thrives in the presence of noise. The nervous system remains in survival mode because of the constant need to defend, explain, or prove. Heaven is quieting the environment to help your body heal internally. This is a demonstration of divine intelligence in action. Additionally, wealth is being monitored. According to Archangel Michael, the next stage of provision requires confidence, focus, and clarity. Comparison is the result of pre-exposure. This season is characterized by discretion, as comparison creates uncertainty, disrupting the flow. At the right time, your results will be more persuasive than any announcement. Also, a spiritual inheritance is being activated. Some of you are the first in your family to reach this level of alignment with God, breaking silent agreements formed out of fear, lack, or survival. This type of breakthrough is typically low-key at first, but it is later met with surprise due to its rapidity. In today's world, it is not uncommon to feel more cautious about the language you use. You are not becoming more distant, but rather more selective. Archangel Michael is increasing your awareness and teaching you when to speak up and when to remain silent. This information will ensure your safety for an extended period of time after the season ends. If you're paying attention, the following truth will make you wonder if anything is really changing. This is because the transformation begins within you first, before it manifests externally. Faith is required at this point. Make sure your feet remain on the ground. Faith is distinguished by quiet trust rather than outright confidence. If you are going through this transformation, express it aloud right now. Archangel Michael claims that heaven is watching your reaction to this secret not as a form of punishment, but as a means of preparing you, as only those who are capable of fulfilling their commitments can be trusted to do so. Type, "I receive this quietly and fully" in the comments section, and let your spirit align with the message that heaven is already sending. You're currently demonstrating that. At the end of this message, a sacred activation is occurring. This is not appropriate for all individuals. It is only intended for people who are feeling calm and confident right now. If this message speaks to you, please indicate in the comments section that you receive it in silence. The blessing code 944 was recently made available to the public. I feel compelled to speak directly to those whose hearts are currently on fire, because this divine secret is being kept for your life. Supporting this endeavor not only benefits a channel, but also facilitates the transmission of light to those who are currently in darkness and are waiting for a message like this. I will cause rivers to rise in drought-stricken areas as you settle on fertile land, declares the Lord. This is not the normal course of action. It is a prophetic response. You are on the verge of entering a fortunate future. Jesus' statement, "Give and heaven will open over you," is not a poem. Every seed you sow grows into oil for your future, fire for your calling, and safety for your family. My sweetheart, the moment has come for you. Have faith, and you will see God multiply the possessions you relinquish. Archangel Michael is currently informing you of the consequences of your continued silence, which will have an impact on your future. The mood has shifted once more toward my chosen one. During this phase, many people inadvertently harm themselves. They are not responsible for any wrongdoing. Rather, they are unaware of God's actions beneath the surface. To avoid any loss, you are being brought to consciousness. Archangel Michael says this season isn't about speed. It refers to stability. Whatever God is creating within you must endure. Under stress, both an excess of health that lacks inner alignment and an excess of wealth that lacks wisdom frequently dissipate in the same way. This is why some items in heaven are moving at a slower rate than others. Although it may not appear to be much going on from the outside, the interior is undergoing complete reconstruction. You may notice that your response style is evolving. Things that once consumed your emotions are no longer as emotionally draining, and people who used to make you feel insecure now appear distant and insignificant. No, it's not numbness. It is improving. When the soul feels secure, the body follows suit, according to Archangel Michael. This suggests that your nervous system is relearning how to feel safe. This is one of the most profound forms of healing. Additionally, your concentration is improving. You're becoming more mindful of your time, energy, and thoughts, and distractions are losing their appeal. This is critical because accuracy is required to arrive at your desired destination. Chaos is not a blessing from God. He blesses order, which originates in the mind. Despite being surrounded by others, you may feel isolated at times. Do not be concerned about this. When you're alone, you can gain a clear understanding of what needs to be done. Discernment is difficult when everything is chaotic, which is why heaven is drawing you in before expanding you outward. Archangel Michael frequently communicates in silence rather than with sound. Pay close attention. This phase will include subtle tests, limited opportunities to complain, spread rumors, and express more than you should. This was not an accident. These are checkpoints. Every time you choose to be patient, rather than act on impulse, you strengthen the protection around your blessing and move closer to fulfillment. Your health journey is also entering a stage of collaboration. God is already taking action, but He wants your help. You may feel compelled to change minor habits, drink more water, or rest more deliberately. These nudges are not random. Archangel Michael claims that following these simple instructions will speed up the healing process that is currently underway. The seeds you planted years ago, such as hard work, patience, learning, and honesty, are starting to sprout in the world of finance. The pressure beneath you is increasing, though you may not have seen any results yet. That pressure is what causes the seed to sprout at the appropriate time. Thus, avoid uncovering it through doubt. Allow it to develop. If this phrase speaks to you, consider sharing it with someone in need of encouragement. When you do, the anointing on it grows stronger, and your own breakthrough spreads throughout the network. Avoid making comparisons this season. Observing people who appear to be ahead of you can cause unnecessary stress. However, it is important to remember that their schedules and responsibilities differ from yours. Your route has been customized to fit your preferences. Archangel Michael claims that what others take years to achieve can be accomplished suddenly by you thanks to your quiet perseverance. In addition, you are gaining emotional maturity. You are gaining the understanding that not all emotions and thoughts require expression. Individuals rarely reach this level of maturity. One of the reasons you were chosen for this level of blessing is God's deep trust in you. That is confirmation if you have ever had a weight lifted from your shoulders without a valid reason. It also confirms whether you have ever felt an immediate sense of calm after a long period of stress. It is also confirmation if you have ever felt a quiet confidence that replaced anxiety. Right now, there is no shouting in heaven. Sealing is underway. Archangel Michael promises that external confirmation will come soon, something tangible and quantifiable. Until then, your responsibilities are straightforward. Maintain your composure. As a result of gratitude, the channel continues to operate. Silence protects the blessing, and discipline strengthens the foundation. Do not underestimate the significance of events that occur during this phase, but are not visible to the naked eye. Many people only remember what is visible, but the work that is invisible ensures that the visible survives. You are preparing for a stress-resistant object. Extend the scope of this message. You do not anticipate a life transformation. It is already evolving, and you are only now catching up to heaven's decisions. Remain steadfast, refrain from speaking out, and be consistent. The following information provided by Archangel Michael will help you understand the connection between your previous challenges and your upcoming reward. Dear one, Archangel Michael would like to emphasize something that is frequently overlooked: the point at which change is irreversible. You are currently transitioning into this phase. It's no longer just about prepping. It also discusses the process of becoming. The foundation that God has been laying within us is becoming so deeply embedded that it is impervious to events, opinions, and temporary delays. According to Archangel Michael, this is the place where your identity is restored. There is no longer a significant level of anxiety about your identity. You are beginning to understand. This knowledge is not shouted. It promotes tranquility. It provides stability. It affects how you enter rooms, manage stress, and behave when you are unsure about the outcome. You may be unaware of it at first, but others will notice. They will have a vague impression of something special about you that they are unable to identify. Your health recovery is moving from improvement to strength. Weakness is being replaced with resilience. Your body is now learning to regulate stress in areas where it used to respond to it. This is why you may notice a gradual return of your energy rather than a sudden surge. God is constructing you in a way that will last. Archangel Michael informs her that she is not being healed just to relieve her symptoms. You are healing in order to carry a larger amount. She then asserts that emotional boundaries are organically developing. You no longer ingest things that are not yours. Others' worries, chaos, and projections keep you from connecting with your inner world. This demonstrates that you are mature and not tough. A cautious heart isn't cold. It's prudent. One's perception of time is also altered. Currently, the sensation of rushing and compulsion is oppressive. You are gaining the ability to navigate with discernment rather than haste. Archangel Michael claims that discernment stems from trust, whereas urgency is frequently caused by fear. This modification will independently protect your health and wealth in the future. Financial alignment is also becoming clearer. Suddenly, you may become aware of the areas where your time, money, or energy are being wasted. You should have no remorse for acknowledging this. It is meant to release you. Before elevating you, God refines your stewardship. You recognize the significance of the items you carry. Some of you will notice that certain desires are diminishing. Things that once gave you joy are no longer effective. A refinement, not a loss. God is removing the cravings that would have kept you from doing what makes you happy. The greater purpose becomes apparent when you relinquish smaller desires, advises Archangel Michael. Do not be surprised if people from your past contact you during this phase. This frequently occurs immediately before elevation. Your old connections can tell you whether you have truly matured from your previous habits. It is unnecessary to revisit matters that God has already resolved. Instead of engaging in a discussion, it is sometimes necessary to make a decision in order to reach a conclusion. Your prayers are evolving spiritually. Not so much for assistance, but for alignment. Signs are less important than strength. This is evidence of development. When received from adults, prayers are immediately heard by heaven. Remain silent in order to understand the significance of Archangel Michael. Your silence gives others more power. When delivered at the right time, your words will have a big impact. People will pay attention. Opportunities will emerge. Because you learn to keep quiet before you learn to speak up. You may continue to have moments of uncertainty. This does not preclude you. Doubt does not imply that one lacks faith. In reality, it may lead to an increase in trust. When in doubt, avoid excessive resistance. Accept it, and then return to the actions that you know God has already taken on your behalf. Please keep this in mind. Movement does not always indicate progress. Making progress gives you a sense of stability. Before we proceed, let's take a moment to align ourselves. It is not a sign of weakness to feel calm, secure, and in control. It is fortitude. Continue to be stationary. Stay grateful. Follow the instructions provided. The events that follow will show that this season is more than just a fleeting moment, but rather the foundation for the years to come. It is now time for my chosen one, Archangel Michael, to talk about endurance. This is the point at which stability turns to identity. Many people have breakthroughs. However, few are able to sustain them without losing their identity. Currently, God is teaching you how to maintain a sense of stability despite the additional weight you are carrying. It is possible that this phase is more peaceful than the previous ones. However, this does not mean that nothing is happening. Heaven is establishing patterns. Your schedule is evolving. Your responses are improving, and tasks that used to require effort are now completed effortlessly. Peace is now something you protect rather than pursue, indicating your maturity. A new pattern is currently influencing your health. Instead of fluctuations, there are steady highs and lows. You may still experience fatigue on occasion, but it is less distressing. Your body is currently communicating with you in a clear and audible way. You are aware of the proper times to rest and move. According to Archangel Michael, this awareness is part of divine intelligence returning to you. Many people ignore their physical well-being until an incident occurs that demands their attention. However, you are gaining knowledge prior to an incident, which is an indication of wisdom. Discretion is now required in previously stressful situations. When you respond, you pause. You think carefully before making a decision. This pause is significant because it is when God communicates most clearly. Making hasty decisions deprives one of blessings, whereas deliberate decisions increase them. This is a period of fiscal consolidation. Currently, the focus is not solely on growth. Certain endeavors involve fortifying what is already there. Gaps are being identified as things start to come together. You may be forced to reconsider, organize, or change your plans. This is referred to as reinforcement rather than delay. According to Archangel Michael, the current strengthening will allow for future expansion without the risk of collapse. You may find it beneficial to revert to your previous behaviors on occasion, especially when under stress. That is acceptable, because growth does not erase memories. However, track the progression of your response. Before the pattern takes hold, you are aware of it, which demonstrates your progress. It is also beneficial to establish a clear understanding of relationships at this point. You can now distinguish between those who deplete you and those who tell you the truth. Although you may not take action on every realization, you now have a better understanding of the situation. Clarity discourages you from acting quickly. It desires that you be prudent. Archangel Michael tells you that maintenance is sacred. Many people disregard their current miracles in favor of seeking new ones. However, you are learning to maintain the resources that God has bestowed upon you, and heaven values this type of stewardship. If the progress appears to be less exciting at this time, it is best to take it easy. Destiny does not require excitement. The most remarkable things in the world are frequently a calm mind, a steady body, and a clear goal. It is impossible to buy or force these alignment indicators to manifest. You may notice that your communication style is evolving. Despite the fact that you speak less frequently, your words are more meaningful when you do. You're more attentive. Quietness no longer feels awkward. It is currently experiencing an intense sensation. According to Archangel Michael, people who are secure do not need to be in a noisy environment. People are also becoming more confident in the accuracy of timing. You do not have an immediate need for results. You are aware that events that unfold gradually typically last for a long time. This isn't passive patience. Trust is something you can act on. Do not interpret boredom or restlessness as signs of failure. After long periods of survival, the soul needs time to adjust to tranquility. Peace may appear unfamiliar at first, so give yourself some time to adjust. Consistency in the unseen is also an issue during this stage. Even when no one is applauding, do what brings you joy, as God perceives what others do not. Archangel Michael claims that the unseen work you're currently doing is simplifying the future. Remember that your goal is not to impress anyone, but to remain compliant. When things are going well, comparison will try to infiltrate your life. Resist it. Your journey is distinctive. Take a deep breath and process this reality. Your journey doesn't end with stability. It is the location from which you will take on greater responsibility. God creates platforms in a discreet manner. You are having more success than you anticipate. You are now developing the ability to manage the things for which you previously prayed in order to sustain your life. Maintain your faith in the mundane, your discipline in the peaceful, and your gratitude in the consistent. The following message from Archangel Michael will help you recognize the impending expansion while also maintaining the balance that you have worked so hard to achieve. Archangel Michael, my beloved, now talks about the importance of recognizing and restraining oneself, as this is the point at which visibility begins to increase. Fruit cannot remain underground indefinitely, so it is no longer possible to conceal what was previously hidden. This season is especially challenging, so it is best to prioritize peace over excitement. You may have noticed that people are currently responding to you in a different way. When you enter a room, the tone of the conversation changes, and your words appear to be more important. Some will ask about your thoughts, while others will simply observe you. This is not an accident. It's an influence. Ego is not granted authority. According to Archangel Michael, it is given as a symbol of accountability. At this point, it is critical to strike a healthy balance. You have more strength, however, you must learn to apply it. If you are not cautious, an excessive level of dedication could jeopardize your advancement. Acquire the ability to decline requests without explanation. You are not obligated to meet expectations that God has not set for you, because preservation is as sacred as productivity. This is the point at which confidence must be emotionally grounded in humility. Faith in God is stable. Faith in the approval of others is unstable. As a result, try to remain grounded in reality rather than reacting to it. Praise can be just as distracting as criticism if it becomes your source. Now, the chances of financial success may be improving. Discrimination is necessary because some people will agree while others will only appear attractive. Archangel Michael advises us not to confuse momentum and authorization. Pray before making a decision, because peace will always support what logic cannot. It may be tempting to speed up the process, especially if you can see tangible progress, but resist the urge. Rushing frequently causes stress in the future because expansion is prioritized over structure. God is always punctual and never late. You must also maintain your discipline during this phase. There is no need for additional effort. Maintain consistency in your connection, prayer, reflection, and expression of gratitude. These are no longer just emergency tools. They serve as the basis for responsible stewardship. The amount you can carry in the future will be determined by the amount you maintain in the present. It is critical to understand that not everyone who supports you is aware of the difficulties you have faced. They are only aware of the results, not the costs, and you are not required to instruct them. Allow your life to be a voice of reason. Silence remains your ally. Pause for a moment. Now is the time to engage on purpose, provided that this message resonates with your life. Distribute this message to people who are silently dealing with the same issue. Distribute it to someone who needs help without being observed. Submitting a comment is permissible as a straightforward declaration of faith. If you haven't already, please subscribe to stay up to date. The current event is part of a larger sequence that is meant to be experienced in its entirety. You're not concerned with numerical values. It is related to consensus. This participation enables you to align with the message that God is releasing. In addition, this season features a more subtle examination. The consistency test. When faced with adversity, many people pursue God with zeal. However, they stop doing so when things improve. Archangel Michael advises against taking this course of action. You express gratitude rather than fear. Please maintain your connection. If you notice that your intuition is becoming more acute at this time, believe it. When something does not feel right, pause and then proceed steadily. This inner guidance should be treated as a gift. During this stage, comparison may try to resurface, especially if you see others making rapid progress. It is important to remember that fasting does not always imply faithfulness. Planned work is the cornerstone of durability. You're not trailing. You're already in the lead. If you start to feel impatient, think about how far you've come and how much silence and chaos you've experienced. Your prayers have been answered with stability. If you note, pay close attention, my dearest child, because this message is not intended for all recipients. It was whispered right to you. Archangel Michael is currently standing beside you, sword lowered and wings open, waiting to see if you will accept this in silence and faith. A divine shift is taking place today. This is an impossible scenario. This serves as confirmation. What you are about to enter is a place of power, protection, and promise. However, there is a warning that you must not ignore. Pay close attention. You are the chosen one at this time, not because you are better than others, but because your spirit has been tested, refined, and ready. According to Archangel Michael, you are on the verge of achieving health and wealth, not only financially, but also in terms of divine alignment, clarity, peace, and strength. Your mind will be elevated, your body will respond to heaven, and your resources will multiply. However, this blessing is fragile in its early stages, much like a flame that must be shielded from the wind. This is why the warning is clear. If you reveal it to anyone too soon, you risk losing everything. This is not a matter of fear, dear one, but of wisdom. This is because not everyone applauds when you ascend, and not everyone prays for your healing. Archangel Michael reveals that silence is your shield at this time, and some people smile while secretly questioning what God is doing to you. It is critical to protect the unseen structure that God is building until it is completely established. Today marks the start of a divine window through which your health begins to realign. Long-term fatigue, stress, and heaviness fade, and your body receives instructions from heaven on how to heal, restore, and renew. Some of you may notice minor changes, such as better sleep, clearer thoughts, sudden motivation, or a resurgence of strength. Avoid discussing or questioning it. Instead, quietly absorb it. At the same time, wealth is being deposited, not rushed, stolen, or coerced, but deposited. Chances will begin to manifest. Concepts will become clearer, and previously closed doors will appear to be unlocked. However, Archangel Michael warns that the enemy is very aware when blessings are spoken prematurely. As a result, at this time, discretion is the best course of action. My child, understand this reality. Not everyone requires knowledge of God's promises. For example, Jesus kept his silence before his breakthrough moments, and David was sworn in as king, but remained silent. Silence does not postpone the blessing. Instead, it protects it. At the moment, I encourage you to enshrine this word in faith as your spirit resonates with it. Bubble. Typing Amen in the comments section confirms that you agree with the divine plan for your life and protection. Archangel Michael promises that if you follow this divine secret, your blessing will be secure indefinitely. This does not imply isolation. Rather, it indicates discernment. However, avoid hurling this pearl at people who are unable to bear its weight. Talk to God, talk to the heavens, and pray. This message is accompanied by a straightforward but effective assessment. Do you have enough faith in God to stay silent? In addition, can you resist the urge to explain, demonstrate, or declare? Individuals who pass this exam move quickly up the favoritism hierarchy, whereas those who fail frequently face excessively long wait times. You may have already sensed it, a joy too sacred to publicly express, a mix of caution and excitement. The Holy Spirit is confirming his statement through that sensation. Your healing will not be accompanied by noise or disorder, but by divine timing, peace, and order. Heaven will alert you to the appropriate time to speak through results rather than words. Archangel Michael is currently close to you, ensuring that what is rightfully yours is protected before you even realize it. Keep your feet on the ground, be grateful, and act in accordance with your faith until then. Drink water on purpose, take breaks when your body tells you to, and push yourself in your current endeavors, because even the smallest acts of obedience contribute to significant, invisible changes. Your spirit was prepared to receive this message, so it was delivered to you. Most people would have dismissed or ignored the situation, but you persisted and listened. This alone convinces Archangel Michael that he can trust you. This is critical to remember. The gift that God is about to bestow on you does not require validation. Rather, it requires protection. Silence now leads to celebration, whereas secrecy now leads to security. Recognize this quietly, ensure its security, and monitor the outcome. Take a deep breath as you listen to this layer. Archangel Michael is currently discussing what will happen after today's events have started to affect you. Many people believe that blessings are accompanied by immediate confirmation and loud noises. However, heaven usually operates in the opposite way. The events in your life will appear calm from the outside, but they will be unstoppable on the inside. This is how you will know that it is truly from God. According to Archangel Michael, the first sign of this transformation will be an internal shift. Your thoughts will naturally begin to change. The weight of worry will lift, and old fears about your finances, body, and future will begin to fade. You may not be aware of it at first, but you will eventually realize that the thing that used to make you panic no longer has any influence over you. This is no coincidence. It is a divine realignment. Your health will gradually change, not in a dramatic or abrupt way, but from within. This is because your body has been listening to every word you've said to it for years, whether positive or negative. The script is currently being rewritten by heaven. According to Archangel Michael, your cells respond to peace, and stress is eliminated at its source as you rest, sleep, and even breathe more deeply. So, do not try to speed up this sacred process by comparing yourself to others. Simultaneously, wealth, energy, or divinely ordered provision is moving toward you. However, you must remain vigilant. It will not be accomplished through desperation, but rather through consensus. Archangel Michael is directing your actions to keep you from wasting your time and energy. You will feel a sense of urgency to make decisions, avoid distractions, and focus on a single task rather than several. This narrowing yields precision rather than loss. Some of you may want to organize your finances, streamline your daily routines, or declutter your home. This is not just a coincidence. Initially, God removes the disorder to help you develop. The order facilitates the receipt of additional items. It is critical to pay close attention to these gentle instructions, as even minor acts of obedience can yield significant rewards. Please listen to this warning with compassion. Do not seek approval from others during this time, as your mindset will improve as you feel better and opportunities will arise. You will be tempted to provide an explanation, hint, or test reactions, but you should resist this urge. According to Archangel Michael, silence remains your safeguard. The blessing is still in the process of laying its groundwork, and premature exposure undermines the progress that is being made. In addition, your emotions are being addressed. Old wounds that you thought were insignificant are being addressed by God, which is why memories may unexpectedly resurface, not to cause pain, but to liberate you. Allow them to cry if necessary, as the healing process is not always easy, but it is always for a good reason. Be aware, chosen one, that not everyone in your vicinity intends to accompany you to your destination. As a result, some relationships will inevitably end, while others will feel distant and uninterrupted. Do not seek explanations, because God's act of mercy is not punishment, but rather a transformation of one's surroundings that occurs when one is elevated. Archangel Michael is also improving your discernment. You will learn when to speak up, when to remain silent, when to move, and when to wait. Your health and wealth will be protected by this inner knowing. Do not let fear or logic undermine your faith in it. I expect you to take action now that this message has reached the deepest levels of your being. I don't mean this as a burden, but rather as a point of convergence. If this term resonates with you and you feel calm rather than disoriented, please perform this simple act of consent. Please distribute this message to someone who needs it without disclosing your own blessing. Also, please refrain from leaving comments about your personal circumstances. Alternatively, you can leave a comment to express your religious beliefs. If you have not already subscribed, you should do so immediately because these messages are not sent at random. Rather, they are sent at the appropriate time. No, your assistance is more than just assistance. It is an active participation. Through interaction, you establish a connection with the flow of this message, allowing it to be transmitted to those actively seeking confirmation through silent prayer. Archangel Michael warns that time is running out. The whisper that began has progressed. However, consistency is required for advancement. Therefore, it is critical to remain present, open, and grounded. You may be curious about the length of this process. However, heaven does not function on the basis of impatience. Certain outcomes will occur quickly, while others will emerge gradually over time. Do not judge progress solely on its rate. Rather, evaluate it in terms of tranquility. If peace is progressing, you're on the right track. I'd like to emphasize this point before getting into the details. The following events will bring together all of your current experiences. However, a large number of people fail to recognize it due to a sudden loss of concentration. You must listen to Archangel Michael's next statement, as it will provide clarity and change everything. Now, my beloved, the message takes on even more significance, as Archangel Michael informs us of the reason for the secrecy surrounding this blessing, as well as the secrets protected by the silence. You are experiencing a shift in the covenant level. Covenant blessings are consistently concealed before they are revealed. Archangel Michael asserts that your destiny has been surrounded by unseen resistance for a long time. This is not due to your vulnerability, but to the value of the items you own. The adversary does not waste time attacking barren landscapes. The stress you felt in previous seasons, the delays that no one could explain, and the unexpected setbacks that occurred just as things appeared to be coming together were not arbitrary. They indicated that something valuable was growing within you. Allow this to permeate your consciousness. Today did not only open one door, but also permanently closed others. Your family's long-standing financial struggles are being disrupted, and cycles of sickness, exhaustion, and emotional heaviness are coming to an end. However, privacy is required for sealing. There should be no doubt, anger, or opinion that can alter what the divine has sealed. Archangel Michael is showing you that the words spoken by certain people in your vicinity may be motivated by fear, despite their apparent love for you. They are skeptical of positive news and believe that past failures will prevent future promises from being fulfilled. Silence is not rejection in this case. Rather, it is preservation. Your body is responding to this protection because stress is one of the most harmful factors to your health and thrives in the presence of noise. The nervous system remains in survival mode because of the constant need to defend, explain, or prove. Heaven is quieting the environment to help your body heal internally. This is a demonstration of divine intelligence in action. Additionally, wealth is being monitored. According to Archangel Michael, the next stage of provision requires confidence.